In this topic, you will learn how to define products. Now, due to the flexibility of the system, products can be defined with characteristics for many purposes, including purchasing, manufacturing, sales, loans, bill of materials for production or sales kits that may be fixed or flexed. Also non-managed for services, labor, and expenses, as well as fixed assets. Now, each product is assigned to a product category, which allows you to assign defaults to the product for simple entry. Now, for products to be sold or purchased, they have to be assigned to a product site. Products can also be linked to a supplier and/or customer to store, purchase, or sales requirements. And finally, managed products can be optionally lot and/or serial tracked. Let's take a look at defining products. As mentioned earlier, you begin with defining the product category, which allows you to set defaults as well as group-like products for reporting and inquiry purposes. Now, this is in Common Data module, in the products block, and its product category. Let's say you're manufacturing several different types of bikes that have similar defaults. Here, you can set up those defaults. This is the finished good product category that we're going to use. You set up the types of flow with sold, manufactured, and that is deliverable. You can set up the ABC class here as well. Statistical groups for the bike, allowing you to be able to set up and use for inquiries and reporting. Also, possibly use it for pricing purposes. On the management tab, we set up the defaults that the bike is managed in stock, not lot track or serial track. We set up the unit of measure area, which is very important. Set up the defaults for that as well. The issues flow for allocation rules and stock management rules that we're setting here as well that flows through to the product. The accounting code for financial transactions, as well as the tax level and the costing, the valuation method that we're setting up the defaults as well. Analytical area also to be able to track the dimensions or cost units. Also purchasing, it's because it's only going to be able to be sold, we can set up the defaults for sales. That is a normal type, as well as if we decided to make it a product that can be a loan. But in this case, we're not. So we set up the defaults. The next thing you're able to do is set up the product, and that's where we go to the product function. We can see all the products that have been defined here. To set up our brand new product, we click New, and then we're able to select the product category that was defined earlier. And all the defaults flow through. We take a look at the product status that we're selecting this product as active, but you can have a product that's just in development, which you can't be sold at that point, or in shortage, not renewed, obsolete, and not usable. But this is going to be active. For the product itself, we have to enter the ID for the product, which can be alphanumeric, and then we enter a description. And this is going to be a child's standard road bike. We can enter an image where you can drag and drop, or you can select the file. We'll go ahead and select the file. As you can see, it loads in. We can enter additional information in the identification section, a description, miscellaneous area. We can enter a search key to be able to search. Product line as well for reporting and inquiries. UPC code, standard. Also limited access if we decide to. You can also have a service start and end date as well. You can have production for production text, picking ticket text, just by selecting in the right panel and entering information here for purchase, manufacturing, and sales, where the text will show up on those particular documents. Statistical groups actually have flowed through here. You can also have product notes. You set up categories to show where do you want these notes to appear on what type of transactions. You identify them by setting up your categories, and you can enter in notes here as well. I can load this to show you the screen for entering in notes. At this point, we won't set up any notes. The Management tab is not going to be lot or serial track. We select for costing, development costing, we enter a family It's not a raw material. It's going to be a component. So we set up the component. Important area is going to be units of measure. It's used to reference all product units. You define the mandatory stocking unit, as you can see the asterisk above the field. You can associate label format, weight, purchase, statistics, volume, sales, and EU units of measure. Now, all units of measure besides the stocking unit has a conversion coefficient with the stocking unit. For the sales and purchasing, it's possible to specify the unit of measure changeable during data entry. You can also have a packing unit of measure and also whether it's changeable as well. Then we go to the Financials tab where you set up, as you can see, accounting code is flowed through in the tax level. The analytical actually is flowed through as well. This can be, if it's a fixed asset, you can capitalize on an asset by checking the capitalization here and also set up an asset group, which is like a category, which actually allows a lot of defaults to flow through. For the Sales tab, we decided on normal. This came through from our product category. We can also enter a base price here as well, and we'll go ahead and do that. Now, this is the price that will go on a sales order unless we define pricing. And then we have after sales, where you can actually set up templates for loan contract, warranty contract, or service. And also, if this was a product that was used for expenses or labor, we can set up the product type information here. We can actually link this product if it's specific to a customer, where we can set up different units of measure, conversion factor, and also packaging for a specific customer or customers, and as well as suppliers. We can set up the same information for suppliers as well, just like customers. The next thing we do is we create. After creation, all products has to be assigned, as mentioned earlier, to a product site. The product site allows it to be either purchased or sold depending on the category flow that's been set up. We can click on product site to define the site here. And this is where you basically enter information in the sites that this product is going to be stored at or sold out of. You can also generate it using the product site creation, where you select the site and then enter the details on the site once it's been linked and created. There are also other functions that are also available here. As you can see, functions and inquiries that are available at your disposal. Back to the site area, you notice two different ways that you can actually generate the sites. But you can also generate sites by clicking on the product site to link the product to a site. And you can do product site creation under utilities that actually allows you to generate the product at multiple different sites at the same time. And once you link the product to the site, it is ready for use. Now you know how to define products with characteristics for many different purposes.